I know where you live, Judge. I know where your family goes to church. Maybe we should talk about this somewhere else. Those words hang in the air like poison. The entire courtroom freezes. Nobody breathes. This isn't some punk kid trying to sound tough. This is Detective Raymond Cross, 42 years old, 20 years on the force, standing in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom in Providence, Rhode Island. And he just threatened a sitting judge. If you believe no one is above the law, not even those sworn to protect it, you'll want to see what happens next. Because this case will shake you to your core. It's a Tuesday morning, 9:47 a.m. Case number 2025, TR 88432, is called. The courtroom is packed. Most people are here for traffic violations, parking tickets, expired registrations, normal stuff. But case 88432 is different. Very different. The bailiff calls out, the state versus Detective Raymond Cross. People sit up straighter. Did he say detective? A cop is in trouble? Judge Caprio looks at his paperwork. His eyebrows raise slightly. He's seen everything in his 38 years on the bench. But this one is unusual. Standing in the gallery is Elena Martinez. She's 34 years old. She's a night shift nurse at Rhode Island Hospital. She works in the emergency room, the trauma unit. She sees terrible things every night. Gunshot wounds, car accidents, drug overdoses. She saves lives. Elena is short, maybe 5'2". Her scrubs are faded from too many washes. Her sneakers have a hole near the toe. She can't afford new ones yet. She's saving money. Her daughter needs braces. Her son needs a new winter coat. The old one doesn't fit anymore. She didn't want to be here today. She had to call in sick to work. That means no pay. No pay means the electric bill might be late. Again. But she had no choice. She had to come. Because Detective Raymond Cross destroyed her life. The courtroom doors open hard. They bang against the wall. Everyone jumps. Detective Cross walks in. He doesn't walk like someone in trouble. He walks like he owns the building. His shoulders are back. His chest is out. He's 6'3", maybe 240 pounds. All muscle. His head is shaved. His jaw is square. He looks like he could break a person in half. He's wearing his badge, right on his belt, shining under the lights, making sure everyone sees it. Next to the badge is his gun. Still holstered. Still loaded. Judges usually make people remove weapons. But Cross hasn't been asked. Not yet. His lawyer follows behind him. The lawyer's name is Mitchell Brennan. He's famous in Rhode Island. He defends dirty cops. Everyone knows it. He wins most of his cases. Not because he's smart. Because he knows how to intimidate witnesses. How to make evidence disappear. How to make problems go away. Judge Caprio watches them approach. Detective Cross, he says. His voice is calm. Professional. Please approach the bench. Cross stops walking. He's still 10 feet away. He crosses his arms. I'm good here, Your Honor. The way he says Your Honor sounds like an insult. Like he's mocking the title. The bailiff steps forward. His name is Officer Marcus Webb. He's worked with Judge Caprio for 15 years. He's never seen anyone refuse to approach the bench. Sir, Webb says firmly, the judge asked you to come forward. Cross looks at Webb. Really looks at him. His eyes are cold. Empty. Like a shark. I heard him, Cross says. I said I'm good. People in the courtroom shift in their seats. This isn't normal. This isn't how court works. You don't refuse a judge's order. Especially, not in the first 30 seconds. Judge Caprio writes something on his notepad. Very well, he says. We'll proceed from there. Detective Cross, you're here today regarding case number 2025, TR 88432. The complaint was filed by Elena Martinez. Ms. Martinez, please stand. Elena stands up. Her legs shake. She's terrified. She's never been in court before. She's never spoken against a cop. Her hands grip the wooden rail in front of her. Her knuckles turn white. Ms. Martinez, Judge Caprio says gently, please tell the court what happened on the night of January 8, 2025. Elena's voice is barely a whisper. I was driving home from work. It was 11:30 at night. I was on Branch Avenue, near the hospital. Speak up, Cross shouts from across the room. Nobody can hear you. Judge Caprio's eyes snap to Cross. Detective, you will not interrupt. You'll have your turn to speak. Cross smirks. He doesn't apologize. Elena continues. Her voice is stronger now. I was driving the speed limit. I had my seatbelt on. My license is valid. My registration is current. I wasn't doing anything wrong. Then what happened? Judge Caprio asks. Detective Cross pulled me over. He turned on his lights. I pulled over right away. I was scared, but I cooperated. I rolled down my window. I put my hands on the wheel. Like you're supposed to. And then... Elena's voice cracks. He asked for my license and registration. I gave them to him. He went back to his car. I waited. I was shaking. I don't like police. I'm sorry. I know I should. But I'm scared of them. Judge Caprio nods. That's understandable. Continue. He came back. He said my taillight was out. I said, okay, I'll fix it tomorrow. I work at the hospital. I get a discount at the auto shop nearby. He said that's not good enough. He wrote me a ticket. $400. $400. That's Elena's grocery money for a month. That's her daughter's braces payment. That's everything. But that's not why I'm here, Elena says. She's looking at the judge now. Not at Cross. She can't look at Cross. I paid the ticket. It hurt. It really hurt. But I paid it. Then why are we here? Judge Caprio asks. Because there was nothing wrong with my taillight. The courtroom goes quiet. Everyone leans forward. The next morning, I check my car. Both taillights worked perfectly. So I went to the auto shop anyway. I asked them to check. They said both lights were fine. They showed me. They even wrote a report. The lights were working. She holds up a piece of paper. It's an inspection report. Dated January 9th, 2025. The day after the ticket. It says both taillights are functional. No issues found. So I looked into it, Elena continues. I asked around. I found out I'm not the only one. Detective Cross pulls over people on that street all the time. He writes fake tickets. Taillights that work. Expired tags that aren't expired. Illegal turns that weren't illegal. He writes them. People pay them. Because they're scared. Because he's a cop. Because they don't know they can fight back. That's a lie. Cross explodes. That's complete garbage. Judge Caprio slams his gavel. The sound cracks through the room like thunder. Detective Cross, you will remain silent or I will hold you in contempt. Cross's jaw clenches. Muscles bulge in his neck. But he stays quiet. For now. Ms. Martinez, Judge Caprio says. Do you have evidence of these other tickets? Yes, Your Honor. Elena opens a folder. Inside are copies. Dozens of copies. I found 23 other people. In the last 6 months. All pulled over by Detective Cross. All on Branch Avenue. All for violations that didn't exist. I have their statements. Their repair receipts. Their inspection reports. Everything. She hands the folder to the court clerk. The clerk's eyes go wide as she flips through the pages. She passes it to Judge Caprio. Judge Caprio reads. He takes his time. Page after page. His expression doesn't change. But his eyes get harder. Colder. Detective Cross, he says finally. These are serious allegations. Very serious. Do you have a response? Cross uncrosses his arms. He steps forward now. Just 2 steps. Like he's doing the judge a favor. Yeah, I got a response. She's lying. They're all lying. You know why? Because they got caught breaking the law. Now they're making up stories. Trying to get out of tickets. It happens all the time. Ms. Martinez has receipts, Judge Caprio points out. Inspection reports from licensed mechanics. All saying the same thing. No violations found. So, Cross shrugs. Lights can be fixed in a day. Tags can be renewed. These people got caught. They fixed the problem. Now they want their money back. That's not how it works. Brennan, the lawyer, steps forward. Your Honor, if I may. My client has served this community for 20 years. He has 17 commendations. 3 life-saving awards. He's a decorated officer. These accusations are baseless. They're an attack on his character. An attack on law enforcement. Judge Caprio sets down the folder. Mr. Brennan, I'm not attacking anyone. I'm reviewing evidence. That's my job. With all respect, Your Honor, where's the evidence? Some papers from a body shop? Statements from people with an agenda? That's not evidence. That's hearsay. Actually, a new voice says. Everyone turns. A woman is standing at the back of the courtroom. She's wearing a dark suit. Her badge hangs around her neck. FBI. Who are you? Judge Caprio asks. Special Agent Rachel Torres, FBI. I apologize for the interruption, Your Honor. But this case is now part of a federal investigation. The courtroom erupts. People gasp. They whisper. They pull out phones. Cross's face goes pale. Then red. Then pale again. What investigation? Brennan demands. An investigation into corruption within the Providence Police Department. Detective Cross is one of 6 officers under scrutiny. I have a warrant here. She holds up a document. We're seizing all of Detective Cross's work records. His personal files. His financial statements. Everything. You can't do that. Cross shouts. You need probable cause. We have it, Agent Torres says. Ms. Martinez isn't the first person to complain. She's the 47th, 47 complaints in 2 years. All dismissed by Internal Affairs. All swept under the rug. Until now. Judge Caprio's face hardens like stone. 47. Yes, Your Honor. We've been building this case for 8 months. Ms. Martinez's complaint triggered our timeline. We were going to move next week. But given Detective Cross is here today, we decided to move now. Cross is breathing hard. His chest heaves. His hands ball into fists. This is a setup. This is political. You people are trying to destroy good cops because we actually do our jobs. Actually do your jobs. Agent Torres walks down the aisle. Her heels click on the floor. Each step is measured. Deliberate. Let's talk about your job, Detective Cross. In the last 2 years, you've written 623 tickets. That's more than any other officer in your precinct. 3 times more. Your captain called you a superstar. Said you had an eye for violations. But here's the interesting part. She stops walking. She's close to Cross now. Face to face. Of those 623 tickets, 89% were written to people of color. 89%. In a city that's 45% white. Care to explain that? I work in minority neighborhoods, Cross says through his teeth. That's my beat. You want me to write tickets in neighborhoods where I don't work? That's called profiling. No, detective. What you're doing is called profiling. You target vulnerable people. People who can't afford lawyers. People who won't fight back. Single mothers. Immigrants. Night shift workers. People like Ms. Martinez. Elena is crying now. Quiet tears run down her face. Someone hands her a tissue. And here's the really interesting part, Agent Torres continues. Of those 623 tickets, 531 were paid in full. No contest. No court appearance. Just paid. That's $247,000 in fines. In 2 years. From one officer. The number hangs in the air. $247,000. And where does that money go? Agent Torres asks. To the city, right? To fix roads. Fund schools. Pay for services. Except here's the thing. We audited the records. The money doesn't match. The city received $198,000 from your tickets. That leaves $49,000 unaccounted for. Missing. Gone. Cross's lawyer steps forward. Your Honor, these accusations are true. Agent Torres interrupts. We have bank records. Detective Cross has been taking cash payments. Offering to reduce tickets. $200 ticket becomes $300 cash. No paper trail. No record. Just money in his pocket. That's a lie. Cross screams. Spit flies from his mouth. You have no proof. We have 14 witnesses. We have text messages. We have recorded phone calls. We have your bank account showing deposits of $1,000 to $3,000 every week. Cash deposits. Always just under the $10,000 reporting limit. You were careful, detective, but not careful enough. Judge Caprio stands up. The entire courtroom stands with him. That's the rule. When the judge stands, everyone stands. Detective Cross, Judge Caprio says. His voice is ice. You took an oath. You swore to serve and protect. You swore to uphold the law. Instead, you've become a predator. You've used your badge as a weapon. You've extorted the most vulnerable people in our community. You've betrayed everything that badge represents. You don't know what it's like, Cross says. His voice is different now. Desperate. You sit up there in your robe. You judge people. But you don't know what it's like on the streets. The things we see. The things we deal with. We deserve more. We deserve better pay. Better benefits. I have a family. I have bills. So does Ms. Martinez, Judge Caprio says quietly. She has 2 children. She works 60 hours a week. She makes $42,000 a year. You make $87,000. Plus overtime. Plus benefits. Plus pension. And that wasn't enough for you. Cross's face twists. What do you know about enough? You want to know the truth? Fine. I'll tell you the truth. Those people in those neighborhoods, they don't respect us. They don't care about laws. They deal drugs. They steal. They shoot each other. And we're supposed to protect them. We're supposed to risk our lives for people who hate us. For what? A thank you? A pat on the back? The courtroom is completely silent. Even the air conditioning seems to stop. So yeah, Cross continues. I wrote some tickets. I made some money. So what? Those people break the law every day. I see it. I know it. Even if I can't prove it. So I found a way to make them pay. A way to make my life better. A way to make this job worth it. You just confessed, Agent Torres says. Thank you for that. Cross realizes what he's done. His eyes go wide. He looks at his lawyer. Brennan's face is in his hands. The lawyer knows it's over. I want to say something, Elena says. Everyone looks at her. Detective Cross, you don't know me. You never asked my name during the stop. You didn't care. I was just a payday to you. But I want you to know who I am. She steps forward. Her voice is steady now. Strong. I came to this country when I was 7 years old. My parents came from El Salvador. They were running from gangs. From violence. They came here for safety. For opportunity. They taught me to respect the law. Respect the police. Because in El Salvador, the police were corrupt. They took bribes. They hurt people. My parents said America was different. They said here, the law protects everyone. A tear rolls down her cheek. She doesn't wipe it away. I believe them. I worked hard. I studied. I became a nurse. I saved lives. I've pulled bullets out of police officers. I've held their hands while they waited for surgery. I've called their families when they were hurt. I respected you. All of you. Because I thought you were heroes. She looks directly at Cross now. But you're not a hero. You're what my parents ran from. You're the corrupt cop. You're the predator. You're exactly what they were afraid of. And you didn't just take my money. You took my trust. You took my belief that this country is different. That the law protects everyone. You took that from me. From my children. From everyone you hurt. Elena sits down. The woman next to her puts an arm around her shoulders. Judge Caprio looks at Cross. Do you have anything to say to Ms. Martinez? Anything at all? Cross says nothing. His jaw is clenched shut. His eyes stare at the floor. No, Judge Caprio says. Of course not. Because you don't see her as a person. You see her as a victim. As prey. Detective Cross, I'm going to do something I've never done in 38 years on this bench. I'm going to ask you a question. And I want you to answer honestly. Can you do that? Cross looks up. He nods slightly. Why did you become a cop? The question catches Cross off guard. He opens his mouth. Closes it. Thinks. To help people, he finally says. His voice is quiet. Say that again. To help people. Louder. To help people. Cross shouts it, like he's trying to convince himself. Then what happened? Judge Caprio asks. When did you stop helping? When did you start hurting? When did the badge become a tool for personal gain instead of public service? Cross doesn't answer. I'll tell you what happened, Judge Caprio continues. You got bitter. You got angry. You started keeping score. Good guys versus bad guys. Us versus them. And somewhere along the way, you decided that the ends justify the means. That your financial problems were more important than your oath. That your comfort was more important than other people's suffering. Judge Caprio sits down. Everyone else sits too. Detective Cross, the evidence against you is overwhelming. We have Ms. Martinez's testimony. We have 23 additional complaints with documentation. We have FBI testimony of an ongoing federal investigation. We have your own confession made right here in this courtroom. He opens a legal book, flips to a marked page. Under Rhode Island law, I have the authority to impose civil penalties for fraudulent traffic citations. Each fraudulent ticket carries a fine of up to $10,000. You wrote 623 tickets. Even if only half were fraudulent, that's $3 million in potential fines. Cross's knees buckle. He grabs the table to steady himself. But I'm not going to fine you $3 million. Because this isn't just about money. This is about justice. Real justice. Not the twisted version you've been enforcing. Judge Caprio stands again. Detective Raymond Cross, I find you guilty of filing fraudulent traffic citations, official misconduct, and extortion under color of authority. You are hereby ordered to pay restitution to every victim you can be connected to. That's $247,000. The full amount. Every penny goes back to the people you stole from. Cross sways on his feet. $247,000. That's his savings. His retirement. Everything. Furthermore, Judge Caprio continues, you are ordered to perform 500 hours of community service. But not just any service. You will work at the Rhode Island Hospital. In the emergency room. You will clean. You will mop floors. You will empty trash. You will do this while wearing a vest that says Community Service in bright yellow letters. You will do this under the direct supervision of Ms. Elena Martinez. Elena's head snaps up. Her eyes are wide. That's right, detective. For the next year, every Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., you will report to Ms. Martinez. She will assign your duties. She will supervise your work. She will sign off on your hours. And you will treat her with the respect she deserves. Cross's face turns purple. You can't make me. I can and I will. Unless you'd prefer jail time. The federal charges carry 5 to 10 years. I can arrange that instead. Cross shuts his mouth. You will also write a personal apology letter to each of the 47 victims we know about. Handwritten. Not typed. Not dictated to a lawyer. Your words. Your handwriting. Your signature. Each letter must be at least 1 page. Each letter must explain what you did, why it was wrong, and what you've learned. These letters will be reviewed by me before they're sent. Judge Caprio isn't finished. You will attend a Citizens Police Academy. You will sit in classes with regular people. People from the neighborhoods you targeted. You will listen to their concerns, their fears, their experiences with police. And you will learn what community policing actually means. Your Honor, Brennan tries to interrupt. I'm not done, Counselor. Detective Cross, you will also surrender your badge. Effective immediately. The Providence Police Department will conduct a full internal investigation. But regardless of their findings, I am recommending to the State Licensing Board that your law enforcement certification be permanently revoked. You will never wear a badge again. Not in Rhode Island. Not anywhere. The badge. Cross reaches for it instinctively. His hand touches the metal. 20 years. 20 years of his life. Gone. And finally, Judge Caprio says there's the matter of contempt of court. What? Cross looks confused. You refused to approach the bench when ordered. You interrupted testimony. You shouted in my courtroom. And most importantly, you made a threat. I didn't threaten anyone. Really? Let me read from the court transcript. Judge Caprio picks up a paper. I know where you live, Judge. I know where your family goes to church. Maybe we should talk about this somewhere else. Those were your exact words. In front of 47 witnesses. Cross's face goes white. He forgot. In all the chaos, he forgot he said that. That, detective, is witness intimidation. That is threatening a public official. That is obstruction of justice. And I take it very, very seriously. Judge Caprio looks at the bailiff. Officer Webb, please take Detective Cross into custody. Webb moves forward. He pulls out handcuffs. The metal clinks. What? No. Your Honor, please. Cross backs up. His hands come up defensively. You have the right to remain silent, Webb begins. He's reading Miranda rights. To a cop. The irony isn't lost on anyone. Your Honor, please. Brennan is panicking now. Can we discuss bail? Can we? Bail will be set at $50,000. Given Detective Cross's history of intimidation, I consider him a flight risk. He will be held at the Adult Correctional Institute until bail is posted. His court date for the contempt charge is set for 30 days from now. Webb pulls Cross's hands behind his back. The cuffs click shut. The sound echoes in the silent courtroom. Cross tries one more time. He twists his head to look at the judge. You're making a mistake. You're going to regret this. I have friends. I have connections. This isn't over. Judge Caprio's eyes turn to ice. Is that another threat, detective? Cross realizes he's digging himself deeper. He closes his mouth. I didn't think so. Officer Webb, please remove the defendant. Webb walks Cross toward the side door. The door that leads to the holding cells. Cross's footsteps are heavy. His head hangs low. The shiny badge on his belt catches the light one last time. Then he's gone. The door closes behind him. The courtroom stays silent for a long moment. Nobody moves. Nobody speaks. Everyone is processing what just happened. Agent Torres approaches the bench. Your Honor, thank you for your cooperation. The FBI will be in touch regarding the federal case. We'll need copies of today's proceedings. Of course, Agent Torres. My clerk will provide everything you need. Torres turns to leave. Then she stops. She walks to Elena. Ms. Martinez, thank you for your courage. You started something important today. Something bigger than you know. Elena nods. She can't speak. She's still shaking. Judge Caprio looks around the courtroom. This has been an unusual morning. Let's take a 15-minute recess. When we return, we'll proceed with the remaining cases. He bangs his gavel. People stand. They file out slowly. In the hallway, they explode into conversation. Phones come out. Texts fly. Within minutes, the story is spreading. Within hours, it will be everywhere. 8 weeks pass. It's Saturday morning. 7:45 a.m. Rhode Island Hospital emergency room entrance. The sun is just coming up. The parking lot is mostly empty. The early shift is arriving. A car pulls up. An old Honda Civic. The paint is faded. One hubcap is missing. The driver's door opens. Raymond Cross steps out. He looks different. Very different. His head isn't shaved anymore. His hair is growing back. Gray at the temples. He's thinner. Maybe 20 pounds lighter. His clothes are plain. Jeans. A gray sweatshirt. Work boots. Over the sweatshirt, he wears a bright yellow vest. On the back, in black letters, Community Service. He stands in the parking lot for a moment. His hands are in his pockets. His shoulders are hunched. He looks at the hospital entrance. A place he used to bring people. Suspects. Criminals. People he arrested. Now he's here to clean their toilets. He walks slowly toward the entrance. Each step seems hard. Like his feet are made of concrete. Inside, Elena is waiting. She's at the nurse's station. She sees him coming. Her stomach tightens. She's been dreading this. 8 weeks of dreading this moment. Cross enters through the automatic doors. He walks up to the desk. He stops 3 feet away. He doesn't come closer. He's learned that lesson. Ms. Martinez, he says quietly. I'm here for my service. Elena looks at him. Really looks at him. His eyes are different. Still hard. Still guarded. But something else is there. Something that might be shame. Did you bring your paperwork? She asks. Her voice is professional. Neutral. Yes, ma'am. He pulls out a folder. Inside is a form from the court. A list of his assigned hours. A place for Elena to sign at the end of each shift. Okay, Elena says. Follow me. She leads him through the ER. Past exam rooms. Past the trauma bays. Past doctors and nurses who stare at the yellow vest. Some of them know who he is. The news covered the story. Detective Raymond Cross. The dirty cop. Here to serve his time. They reach a supply closet. Elena opens it. Inside are mops, buckets, cleaning supplies, and trash bags. Your first job is bathrooms, Elena says. There are 6 public restrooms on this floor. 2 in the ER waiting room. 2 near the cafeteria. 2 by the outpatient clinics. They need to be cleaned every 2 hours. That's your primary responsibility. Cross nods. He doesn't argue. The bathrooms get very dirty. People are sick. People are stressed. Sometimes they vomit. Sometimes they bleed. Sometimes they use drugs in the stalls. You'll clean all of it. I understand. Good. There are gloves in the closet. Wear them. Hospital policy. After bathrooms, you'll empty trash in all the ER rooms. Medical waste goes in red bags. Regular trash in black bags. Never mix them. That's a violation. You'll also mop the floors in the waiting room and the hallways. Patients track in blood, mud, and vomit. That needs to be cleaned immediately. Slip hazards. Yes, ma'am. Elena hands him a pager. If there's a code or an emergency, you'll hear it overhead. When that happens, you stay out of the way. Move to the nearest wall. Let the staff work. Understand? Yes, ma'am. One more thing, Elena says. She steps closer. Just one step. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to supervise you. But the judge gave me this job. So I'm going to do it right. I'm going to treat you fairly. I'm going to treat you the way I wish you had treated me. With dignity. With respect. Even though you don't deserve it. Cross looks at the floor. But make no mistake, Elena continues. You mess up, you don't show up, you give me attitude, I will report you. You'll go back to court. You'll go to jail. This is your chance. Your only chance. Don't waste it. I won't, ma'am. Good. Get started. Cross takes the cleaning supplies. He walks to the first bathroom, the men's room near the ER waiting room. He pushes open the door. The smell hits him immediately. Urine, bleach, vomit. He gags. He almost turns around and leaves. But he doesn't. He can't. He has 500 hours to complete. This is hour 1. He puts on gloves. He fills a bucket with hot water and disinfectant. He starts with the toilets. He scrubs them. On his hands and knees. A detective. On his hands and knees. Scrubbing toilets. He moves to the sinks. The mirrors. The floors. It takes him 45 minutes to clean one bathroom. He's sweating. His back hurts. His knees ache. This is harder than he thought. He moves to the next bathroom. The women's room. It's worse. Much worse. Someone was sick in the second stall. Very sick. The smell makes his eyes water. He cleans it anyway. He has no choice. 2 hours pass. He's cleaned all 6 bathrooms. His yellow vest is damp with sweat. His hands smell like bleach even through the gloves. He goes back to find Elena. She's with a patient. A young man. Maybe 20. He's holding his arm. It's bleeding. Elena is calm. She's talking to him softly, explaining what she's doing. She cleans the wound. She bandages it. She checks his vitals. She makes him smile even though he's in pain. Cross watches from the doorway. He's never seen this side of her. The professional side. The caring side. He gave her a ticket and walked away. He never thought about who she was, what she did, what she meant to people. Elena finishes with the patient. She sends him to radiology. Then she sees Cross waiting. Bathroom's done, she asks. Yes, ma'am. Good. Now trash. Start in the exam rooms. Red bags first. Cross nods. He gets new gloves. He starts pulling red bags from the sharps containers and waste bins. Bloody gauze. Used needles in hard plastic containers. Surgical gloves. Bandages soaked with fluids he doesn't want to think about. He's disgusted. He's humiliated. But he keeps going. Midway through his shift, something happens. A call comes over the intercom. Trauma code. Gunshot victim. 2 minutes out. The ER explodes into action. Doctors run. Nurses run. Someone pushes a gurney into place. Someone else grabs bags of fluid. Elena is right in the middle of it, directing people, calling orders. Her voice is strong, confident. Cross presses against the wall, like she told him. He watches. The ambulance arrives. Paramedics rush in. On the gurney is a young man, maybe 19. He's been shot in the chest. His shirt is soaked with blood. He's unconscious. Elena takes charge. On my count. 1, 2, 3. They transfer him to the hospital gurney. She cuts away his shirt. She starts chest compressions. Someone else bags him. Someone else starts in 4. Get trauma team. Elena shouts, "Page Dr. Reyes now." Cross watches her work. She's incredible. She's fast. She's precise. She's saving this kid's life. Right in front of him. The trauma surgeon arrives. Dr. Reyes. He takes over. Good work, Elena. We've got him from here. They wheel the patient to surgery. Elena steps back. Her scrubs are covered in blood. Her hands are shaking. Just slightly. But she takes a deep breath. She calms herself. Then she moves to the next patient. An elderly woman with chest pain. Cross realizes something. Elena sees this every day. She deals with life and death every day. And he gave her a fake ticket. He took her grocery money. He made her life harder. This woman who saves lives. His throat tightens. Something cold and heavy settles in his stomach. It might be guilt. The shift ends at 5 p.m. 10 hours. Cross has cleaned bathrooms 7 times. He's emptied 63 trash bags. He's mopped 4,200 square feet of floor. His back is screaming. His hands are raw. He's exhausted. Elena finds him in the supply closet. He's putting away the mop. That's it for today, she says. She hands him the form. She signs it. 9 hours. He was 45 minutes late getting started. Next Saturday. Same time. Yes, ma'am. He takes the form. He folds it carefully. He puts it in his folder. He turns to leave. Then he stops. He turns back. Ms. Martinez, he says. I saw what you did today. With that kid. The gunshot victim. That was amazing. Elena doesn't smile. That's my job. I know. I wanted to say it. That's all. He leaves quickly. He doesn't wait for a response. For more weeks pass. Saturday morning, 7:50 a.m. Cross pulls into the parking lot. He's early today. 5 minutes early. He's learned that being late means Elena won't sign for the full shift. He can't afford to waste time. He walks into the ER. Elena is at the nurse's station again. She's looking at a chart. "Morning, Ms. Martinez," he says. "Morning," she replies. She doesn't look up. He goes to the supply closet. He gets his equipment. He starts his routine. Bathrooms first. Then trash. Then floors. He's faster now. He's learned the system. What works? What doesn't? He can clean a bathroom in 30 minutes now. Around 11 a.m., something different happens. A woman comes into the ER. She's carrying a small child. The child is maybe 3 years old. The kid is crying, screaming. His arm hangs at a weird angle. Broken. The woman is panicked. "Please help. My baby. Please." Elena rushes over. "It's okay. We've got him. Come with me." But the woman is falling apart. She's crying as hard as the child. "I can't afford this. I don't have insurance. I can't pay. But please help him. Please." Elena stops. She kneels down. She looks the woman in the eye. "Ma'am, listen to me. We will help your son. That's what we do. Don't worry about money right now. Worry about him. Okay." The woman nods. She's still crying, but she's calmer. Elena takes them to an exam room. Cross watches from hallway. He sees Elena examine the child. She's so gentle. She talks to the kid. She makes funny faces. The kid stops crying. He actually smiles. Elena gets an X-ray ordered. She gets pain medication approved. She calls the orthopedic specialist. She handles everything. She even finds a social worker to help the mother with the bill. 3 hours later, the child leaves with a cast on his arm. A blue cast. His favorite color. He's holding a stuffed bear. A gift from the ER. The mother is crying again. But these are grateful tears. "Thank you," she says to Elena. "Thank you so much. You're an angel." Elena hugs her. "Take care of that little guy." After they leave, Cross approaches Elena. He's been thinking about it for 3 hours. He has to say something. "Ms. Martinez," he says. "Can I ask you something?" Elena looks tired. "It's been a long day." "What?" "That woman. She said she couldn't pay. But you helped her anyway. You spent hours on her kid. Why?" Elena looks at him like he's stupid. "Because that's the job." "But what about the money? The hospital needs to get paid." "The hospital will figure that out. That's not my concern. My concern is the patient. The child. Not the bill." "But what if everyone did that? What if everyone came here who couldn't pay? The hospital would go broke." Elena's eyes narrow. "Let me tell you something, detective. I see about 40 patients every shift. Maybe 5 of them have good insurance. Maybe 10 have Medicaid. The rest? They have nothing. They come here because they're desperate. Because they're scared. Because we're their only option. Should I turn them away? Should I let that child suffer because his mom is poor?" "I didn't mean." "Yes, you did. That's exactly what you meant. You think people should only get help if they can pay. That's how you thought. That's why you targeted people like me. Like her. We're easy targets. We don't fight back. We just pay and hope the problem goes away." Cross feels like he's been punched. Because she's right. That is what he thought. Poor people are easy. Rich people have lawyers. So he went after the poor. "I'm sorry," he says quietly. "I'm really sorry." Elena stares at him for a long moment. "Sorry doesn't fix what you broke, detective. Sorry doesn't give me back the money you took. Sorry doesn't erase the fear you caused. Sorry is just a word." She walks away. Cross stands there alone in the hallway. His yellow vest suddenly feels heavier. Like it weighs 1,000 pounds. 8 more weeks pass. It's the final Saturday. Week 14. Cross has completed 496 hours of his 500-hour sentence. This is his last day. 4 more hours and he's done. He arrives at 7:45 a.m. 15 minutes early. He's been early every week for the past month. Elena always notices. She never says anything. But she notices. The routine is automatic now. Bathrooms. Trash. Floors. He moves through the ER like he's part of the staff. People know him. They nod when he passes. They say good morning. Some of them even thank him when he cleans up a mess. He's different now. Anyone can see it. He's quieter, more thoughtful. He watches people more carefully. He sees things he never saw before. He sees the elderly man who comes in every Tuesday. The man is lonely. He pretends to have chest pain just so someone will talk to him. Elena knows. She always spends extra time with him. She never calls him out. She just listens. He sees the teenager who comes in with sports injuries. The injuries are really from his father. Elena knows that too. She documents everything. She reports to child services. She saves that kid's life one visit at a time. He sees the homeless veteran who sleeps in the waiting room. Security should kick him out. But Elena brings him coffee. She lets him charge his phone. She treats him like a human being. Cross sees all of it. And he realizes something. These people, the ones he used to ignore, the ones he used to exploit, they're not criminals. They're not suspects. They're just people. Struggling people. Trying to survive. At 11:30 a.m., Elena finds him. "Detective Cross," she says. "Can you come with me?" "Of course, ma'am." He follows her. They go to a small conference room. Inside, there's a table. On the table is a folder. "Sit," Elena says. Cross sits. Elena sits across from him. "This is your last day," she says. "Yes, ma'am." "You've completed your hours. You showed up every week. You did the work. You didn't complain." She pauses. "I'll be honest. I didn't think you'd make it. I thought you'd quit. Or mess up. Or get yourself sent to jail. But you didn't." "Thank you, ma'am." "I'm not complimenting you. I'm stating facts." Elena opens the folder. "I have to submit a report to Judge Caprio. He wants to know if you completed your service. He also wants to know if I think you learned anything." She looks at him. "Did you learn anything?" Cross takes a deep breath. He's been thinking about this question for 14 weeks. "Yes, ma'am. I learned a lot." "Like what?" "I learned that I was wrong. About everything. I thought being a cop meant enforcing rules. But it doesn't. It means protecting people. Helping people. I forgot that. I stopped seeing people as people. I saw them as problems. Or opportunities. Or targets." He looks at his hands. They're clean now. But he can still smell the bleach. He'll probably always smell it. "I learned that you can't judge someone by their car. Or their clothes. Or their neighborhood. I learned that poverty isn't crime. That struggling doesn't make you a criminal. That everyone deserves respect. Rich or poor. Citizen or immigrant. Everyone." Elena listens. Her face doesn't change. "I learned that people like you. Nurses. Teachers. First responders. You're the real heroes. Not cops. Not me. You actually help people. You actually make a difference. I just took advantage." His voice cracks. He stops talking. He won't cry. He refuses to cry. But his eyes are wet. "Ms. Martinez," he says finally, "I know sorry isn't enough. I know it doesn't fix anything. But I am sorry. Truly sorry. For what I did to you. For what I did to everyone. If I could take it back, I would. But I can't. So all I can do is promise. I promise I'll never do it again. I promise I'll be better. I promise I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make up for what I did." Elena sits back. She's quiet for a long time. She's thinking. Deciding. "Detective Cross," she says. "I believe you. I believe you're sorry. I believe you've changed. Or at least started to change. But here's the thing. It's not enough." Cross's heart sinks. "You hurt 47 people that we know about. Probably more. You took their money. Their dignity. Their trust. You can't fix that with 500 hours of mopping floors. You can't fix that with an apology. That damage is permanent." "I know. But," Elena continues, "you can try to balance the scales. You can use what you've learned. You can help instead of hurt. You can protect instead of exploit. You can be the kind of cop you should have been from the start." "I can't be a cop anymore," Cross says. "The judge revoked my certification. The police department fired me. I'm done." "Good," Elena says. "Because you were a terrible cop. But maybe you can be something else. Something better." She slides the folder across the table. "I've signed your completion form. You're done. But before you go, I have something for you." She pulls out another paper. It's a flyer. The Providence Community Center is hiring. They need a youth coordinator. Someone to mentor at-risk kids. Someone to teach them about making good choices. About staying out of trouble. About respecting themselves and others. The pay is terrible. The hours are long. The kids are difficult, but it's important work. Real work. Cross takes the flyer. He reads it. Why are you giving me this? Because you understand those kids now. You understand what it's like to make bad choices. To hurt people. To lose everything. You can talk to them about that. You can help them avoid your mistakes. You think I'm qualified? No, Elena says honestly. I think you're broken. I think you're damaged. I think you're still figuring out who you are. But maybe that makes you perfect. Those kids don't need a saint. They need someone real. Someone who screwed up and learned from it. Cross stares at the flyer. His hands are shaking. Thank you, he whispers. Don't thank me yet. You have to apply. You have to interview. You have to convince them you're worth the risk. That's on you. I'll do it. I'll apply today. Good. Elena stands. Your shift ends at noon. That's 45 minutes from now. Finish your work. Leave your vest on my desk. And don't come back here. Not as community service. Not as a patient. Not ever. I don't want to see you again. Cross stands too. Yes, ma'am. He turns to leave. Elena stops him. Detective Cross. He turns back. One more thing. If you ever wear a badge again, if you ever have power over someone again, remember this. Remember what it felt like to be powerless, to be humiliated, to have your fate in someone else's hands. Remember that, and use it to be better. I will, ma'am. I promise. 6 months later, Judge Frank Caprio is in his chambers. It's a quiet afternoon. He's reviewing case files, signing orders. Normal work. There's a knock on his door. Come in, he calls. His clerk enters. Judge, someone's here to see you. He doesn't have an appointment, but he says it's important. Who is it? Raymond Cross. Judge Caprio's eyebrows raise. Send him in. A moment later, Cross enters. He looks different, even more different than before. He's wearing khakis and a button-down shirt. His hair is neatly trimmed. He's gained back some weight. Healthy weight. He looks tired but content. Detective Cross, Judge Caprio says. Or I suppose it's just Mr. Cross now. Yes, Your Honor. Just Raymond is fine. What can I do for you, Raymond? Cross holds up a folder. I wanted to give you this. In person. He hands the folder to the judge. Judge Caprio opens it. Inside are letters. Dozens of letters. Each one handwritten. Each one addressed to a different person. These are my apology letters, Cross says. I finished them. All 47. I've mailed them. These are copies for your records. Like you ordered. Judge Caprio flips through them. Each one is 2 or 3 pages. Each one is detailed. Personal. He reads a few sentences from different letters. They're genuine. They're heartfelt. This is good work, Raymond. Thank you, Your Honor. But that's not why I'm here. Oh. Cross pulls out another paper. This is an acceptance letter. From the Providence Community Center. They hired me. As a youth coordinator. I start next week. Judge Caprio's stern face breaks into a small smile. Raymond, that's wonderful. I also wanted to tell you about something else. I've been meeting with the FBI. Agent Torres. I've been cooperating with their investigation. Telling them everything I know about the corruption in the department. Who's involved. How it works. Where the money goes. I'm testifying at trials. I'm helping them clean up the mess. That's brave of you. Your former colleagues won't be happy. No, they're not. I've gotten threats. Had my tires slashed. Someone spray-painted rat on my apartment door. But I don't care anymore. What they think doesn't matter. What matters is doing the right thing. Finally. Judge Caprio nods slowly. Raymond, when I sentenced you 6 months ago, I was angry. Disappointed. I've been on this bench for 38 years. I've seen hundreds of police officers. Most of them are good people. Heroes. But you betrayed everything that badge stands for. Cross looks at the floor. I know, Your Honor. But, the judge continues, I also believe in second chances. I believe people can change. Not everyone. Not always. But sometimes. With enough pain. Enough consequence. Enough self-reflection. Sometimes people can become better. He closes the folder. Raymond, you've completed your sentence. You've paid your restitution. You've done your service. You've written your apologies. As far as the court is concerned, you're done. You're free. Thank you, Your Honor. But I want to tell you something. Something important. The real work is just beginning. It's easy to be good when someone is watching. When you're required to be good. The hard part is staying good when no one is watching, when you have a choice, when it would be easier to go back to your old ways. I won't, Your Honor. I promise. Don't promise me, Raymond. Promise yourself. Promise Elena Martinez. Promise those 47 people whose lives you damaged. Promise those kids you're going to mentor. They're the ones who matter. Yes, sir. Judge Caprio stands. He extends his hand. Cross stares at it for a moment. Then he shakes it. The judge's grip is firm. Strong. Good luck, Raymond. I hope I never see you in my courtroom again. You won't, Your Honor. I guarantee it. Cross leaves. Judge Caprio watches him go. Then he sits back down. He picks up the folder of letters. He'll read them all. Every single one. To make sure Cross did it right. To make sure the victims got real apologies. He opens the first letter. It's addressed to Elena Martinez. He reads it carefully. The letter is 3 pages long. In it, Cross describes exactly what he did. How he targeted her. How he wrote a fake ticket. How he took her money. He explains why it was wrong. Not just illegal. Wrong. Morally wrong. He talks about seeing her work in the ER. About watching her save lives. About realizing who she really is. At the end, he writes, I cannot undo what I did. I cannot give you back the time you lost. The money you lost. The trust you lost. All I can do is promise that I will never hurt anyone like that again. I will spend the rest of my life trying to be the person you are. Caring. Compassionate. Selfless. You are a hero, Ms. Martinez. And I am sorry I ever made you feel like anything less. Judge Caprio sets down the letter. His eyes are damp. He's a judge. He's not supposed to cry. But sometimes, justice isn't just about punishment. Sometimes it's about redemption. He picks up his pen. He writes a note in Cross's file. Sentence completed satisfactorily. Subject shows genuine remorse and commitment to change. Case closed. He closes the file. He moves on to the next case. There's always another case. Always another person who needs justice. But for Raymond Cross, the case is over. The punishment is done. The transformation is beginning. 3 months after that, Elena Martinez is having a bad day. A really bad day. It's Friday. The ER is slammed. A car accident on I-95 brought in 7 patients at once. 2 of them are critical. Her shift was supposed to end at 7 p.m. It's now 9 p.m. She's exhausted. Her feet hurt. She hasn't eaten since breakfast. Finally, things slow down. The patients are stable. The waiting room is empty. She can go home. She walks to her car. The parking lot is dark. She's parked far away. The closed spots were full when she arrived at 6 a.m. 15 hours ago. She fumbles with her keys. Her hands are shaking from exhaustion. She reaches her car. There's something on the windshield. A piece of paper. She assumes it's a flyer. Some advertisement. She grabs it to throw it away. But it's not a flyer. It's a check. A personal check. Made out to Elena Martinez. For $5,200. She stares at it. What is this? Who would give her $5,200? She turns the check over. On the back, there's a note written in pen. Ms. Martinez, this is the amount I stole from you and 46 other people, divided by 47. It's your share of the restitution, plus interest. The court handled the other payments, but I wanted to give you yours in person. Or as in person as I could without violating your request to never see me again. Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for teaching me what a real hero looks like. You changed my life. I hope someday I can change someone else's. Raymond Cross. Elena's hands tremble. She reads the note again. Then again. The check is real. It's signed. It's dated today. She looks around the parking lot. Is he here? Is he watching? She doesn't see anyone. Just empty cars and dark shadows. She gets in her car. She locks the doors. She sits there for a long moment. The check is in her lap. $5,200. That's 3 months of car payments. That's her daughter's braces paid in full. That's a new winter coat for her son and money left over. She thinks about throwing it away. About ripping it up. She doesn't want his money. She doesn't want anything from him. But then she thinks about her kids. About the bills. About the electric company that keeps threatening to shut off her power. About the groceries she puts back at the store because they're too expensive. She puts the check in her purse. She'll cash it. She'll use it to take care of her family. That's not wrong. That's smart. That's practical. But something else happens. Something she doesn't expect. She feels lighter. A weight she didn't know she was carrying lifts off her shoulders. Not completely. Not entirely. But enough. Maybe he has changed. Maybe people can change. Maybe justice isn't just about punishment. Maybe it's also about restoration. About making things right. Or as right as they can be. She starts her car. She drives home. Her son and daughter are waiting. They run to hug her when she walks in. "Mama, you're home." She hugs them tight. She breathes in their scent. Shampoo and childhood and love. "I'm home, babies. And guess what? Tomorrow we're going shopping. For a new coat. And maybe some other things too." They cheer. They jump around. They ask a million questions. Elena smiles. For the first time in 6 months, thinking about Raymond Cross doesn't make her angry. It makes her hopeful. Because if he can change, maybe there's hope for everyone. 1 year after that, the Providence Community Center is packed. It's Friday night. The weekly youth meeting. 40 kids between the ages of 12 and 17 sit in rows of folding chairs. Some of them are paying attention. Some are on their phones. Some are talking to friends. At the front of the room stands Raymond Cross. He's wearing jeans and a community center t-shirt. His hair is longer now. He has a beard. Gray is taking over the black. He looks older, but also calmer. More at peace. "Okay, everyone," he says. "Let's settle down. We've got a special guest tonight." The kids quiet down. Mostly. There's still some whispering. The door opens. In walks Agent Rachel Torres. FBI. The same agent from the courtroom 2 years ago. She's in casual clothes. Jeans and a blazer. She smiles at the kids. "This is Agent Torres," Raymond says. "She's with the FBI. She's here to talk about making good choices. About understanding consequences. About how one bad decision can change your whole life." Agent Torres takes the microphone. "Thanks, Raymond. Hey, everyone. I'm Rachel. I've been with the FBI for 12 years. I investigate corruption. I investigate people who abuse power. People who hurt others for personal gain." She walks around the room, making eye contact. "How many of you have had a bad experience with a cop?" Hands go up. A lot of hands. More than half the room. "Yeah," Torres says. "I figured. I grew up in South Providence. I had bad experiences too. I saw cops who didn't care. Who targeted people like me. Who abused their power. That's why I do what I do. I want to make sure those cops get caught. Get punished. Get removed." She stops walking. But here's the thing. Not all cops are bad. Most of them are good. Most of them actually want to help. But the bad ones, they make everyone look terrible. They make people like you hate all police. That's not fair. And it's not safe. Because when you don't trust police, you don't report crimes. You don't ask for help. You handle things yourself. And that makes everything worse. A kid in the back raises his hand. "So what are we supposed to do? Just trust them even when they hurt us?" "No," Torres says. "You hold them accountable. You report them. You document everything. You know your rights. You record interactions when possible. You don't let bad cops get away with it. But you also recognize that most cops are trying to do a hard job. A dangerous job. And they deserve respect too." Raymond steps forward. "Can I say something?" "Of course," Torres says. She hands him the microphone. Raymond takes a deep breath. "Most of you know me. I've been working here for about 1.5 years. I run the sports program. I help with homework. I drive you to job interviews. Some of you probably think I'm okay. Some of you probably think I'm annoying. That's fine." A few kids laugh. "But what you don't know is that 2 years ago, I was a cop. A detective, actually. And I was one of the bad ones." The room goes silent. Every kid is staring. I abused my power. I wrote fake tickets. I targeted poor people. I took their money. I hurt families. I destroyed lives. I did it because I was bitter. Because I was angry. Because I thought I deserved more than I had. I justified it by telling myself the people I hurt were probably criminals anyway. That they deserved it. He pauses. His voice is thick. I was wrong. About all of it. Those people weren't criminals. They were nurses. Teachers. Veterans. Single parents. People just trying to survive. And I made their lives harder. I took money they needed for food. For rent. For their kids. I took it to buy myself nice things. To make myself feel important. A girl in the front row raises her hand. "What happened to you?" "I got caught. I got arrested. I got sentenced. I lost my job, my career, my reputation, everything, and I deserved to lose it, because I was a predator. I was exactly what people feared when they saw a cop. I was the reason people like you don't trust police. Did you go to jail? A boy asks. For a month. For contempt of court. I also had to do 500 hours of community service. I had to pay back all the money I stole. I had to write apology letters to everyone I hurt. I had to attend classes. I had to prove I changed. And even after all that, I'm still not done. I'll never be done, because the damage I caused is permanent. He sits down on the edge of the stage. I level with the kids now. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand something. Choices matter. Consequences are real. You can't undo the past. You can't take back hurt. You can only move forward. You can only try to be better. And even then, some people will never forgive you. Some people will never trust you again. And that's fair. That's what you deserve when you hurt people. So why are you here? Another kid asks. Why do you work with us? Because I don't want you to make my mistakes. I don't want you to hurt people. I don't want you to wake up one day and realize you've become the villain in someone else's story. I want you to be better than I was. Smarter than I was. Kinder than I was. He stands up. And also because someone gave me a chance. When I didn't deserve it. When I should have been thrown away. Someone looked at me and said, you can still do good. You can still help people. That person was a woman I hurt. A woman I stole from. A woman who had every right to hate me forever. But instead, she helped me find this job. She gave me a path forward. Why would she do that? A girl asks. I would have just let you rot. Raymond smiles sadly. That's what I thought too. But she's better than both of us. She understands something I'm still learning. That revenge doesn't fix anything. That punishment alone doesn't change people. That sometimes giving someone a second chance is the bravest thing you can do. Not because they deserve it, but because maybe, just maybe, they'll use it to make the world a little better. The kids are silent, thinking, processing. Agent Torres steps forward. Raymond's story is rare. Most dirty cops don't change. They don't admit what they did. They don't try to make amends. They just move on. They retire. They disappear. The fact that Raymond is here, telling you this, is unusual. It's brave. It's also a warning. She looks around the room. All of you will make bad choices. That's part of being human. But there are bad choices, and then there are destructive choices. Choices that hurt others. Choices that can't be undone. Before you make those choices, stop. Think. Ask yourself, will this hurt someone? Will this make someone's life harder? Will I be able to live with myself afterward? And if the answer is yes, Raymond adds, don't do it. Choose differently. Choose better. Choose to be someone you can be proud of. Not someone you'll spend the rest of your life trying to forgive. The meeting ends. Kids file out slowly. Some of them shake Raymond's hand. Some of them thank Agent Torres. Some of them just leave quietly, thinking about what they heard. One kid stays behind. His name is Marcus. He's 16. He's been in and out of trouble for years. Shoplifting. Vandalism. Fighting. He sits in the front row, staring at the floor. Raymond approaches. Marcus, you okay? Marcus looks up. His eyes are red. Did you really change? Like for real? Or is this just an act? Raymond sits next to him. It's real. Some days are harder than others. Some days I still feel like the old me. Angry. Bitter. Entitled. But then, I remember what I lost. What I did. Who I hurt. And I choose to be different. Every single day, I make that choice. My brother's a cop, Marcus says quietly. He's dirty. I know he is. He brings home cash. He brags about making extra money. He tells me to keep my mouth shut. Says snitches get stitches. But I know it's wrong. I know he's hurting people. Raymond's chest tightens. What do you want to do? I don't know. He's my brother. I love him. But I also hate what he's doing. I see how scared people are. My neighbor. She's old. She got pulled over by my brother. He made her pay cash to make the ticket go away. She used her rent money. She almost got evicted. Marcus, that's a hard position to be in. Family versus what's right. I can't tell you what to do. But I can tell you this. Staying silent makes you part of the problem. Not as guilty as him. But part of it. You have to decide if you can live with that. Marcus wipes his eyes. If I report him, my family will hate me. Probably, Raymond says honestly. They'll call you a traitor. A snitch. They'll say you destroyed his life. But you won't have destroyed his life. He did that himself. You'll just be holding him accountable. What did your family do when you got caught? My parents stopped talking to me. My brother won't return my calls. My ex-wife took my kids and moved to Florida. I haven't seen them in 2 years. So yeah, I lost everything. And you think it was worth it? Raymond thinks about that. Really thinks. Honestly? I don't know. Most days, yes. I'm doing good work. I'm helping kids like you. I'm cooperating with the FBI. I'm making a difference. But some nights, I lie in bed and think about my kids. About missing birthdays. About not being there. And I wonder if I could have done things differently. If I could have kept everyone. That doesn't make me feel better, Marcus says. It's not supposed to. Doing the right thing is hard. It costs you. Sometimes it costs you everything. But the alternative is worse. The alternative is becoming your brother. Is being the person people fear. Is looking in the mirror and hating what you see. I did that for years, Marcus. It's a special kind of hell. Marcus stands up. I need to think about it. Take your time. But not too much time. Every day your brother is out there, he's hurting someone. Someone's mom. Someone's dad. Someone who's just trying to make it through the day. Those people matter too. Marcus nods. He leaves. Raymond watches him go. He doesn't know what Marcus will decide. He hopes the kid makes the right choice. But he knows hope isn't enough. It never is. The present day. Judge Frank Caprio sits in his courtroom. It's early morning. The sun streams through the tall windows. The gallery is empty. Court doesn't start for another hour. He likes this time. The quiet. The peace. His clerk enters. Judge, you have a visitor. Who? Raymond Cross. He says he has something for you. Judge Caprio smiles slightly. Send him in. Raymond enters. He's carrying a box. A cardboard box. Not heavy, but carefully held. Raymond, Judge Caprio greets him. It's good to see you. What brings you here? I wanted to show you something, Your Honor. He sets the box on the table. He opens it. Inside are folders. Dozens of folders. These are my kids, Raymond says. The kids from a community center. I've been keeping files. Report cards. Awards. Certificates. Success stories. He pulls out a folder. This is Deshaun. When I met him, he was 14. Failing school. Getting into fights. Headed for jail or worse. I worked with him. Every day. Homework help. Anger management. Life skills. Last month, he graduated high school. He's going to Rhode Island College in the fall. Full scholarship. He pulls out another. This is Yasmin. She was being recruited by gangs. Her cousin was a dealer. He wanted her to run drugs. She came to me. Asked for help. I helped her get a job at the library. Connected her with a mentor. She just finished her first year of community college. She's studying to be a paralegal. Folder after folder. Story after story. Kids who were lost. Who are now found. Kids who were headed down dark paths. Who are now walking in the light. Raymond, Judge Caprio says softly. This is incredible. You've changed these kids' lives. No, Your Honor. They changed mine. They gave me purpose. They gave me a reason to be better. They gave me redemption. Not complete redemption. I don't think that's possible. But enough. Enough to live with myself. Enough to look in the mirror and not hate what I see. He closes the box. I wanted you to see this. I wanted you to know that your sentence worked. Not the punishment part. The transformation part. You didn't just punish me. You forced me to see the damage I caused. You forced me to understand the people I hurt. And then you gave me a path forward. Not an easy path, but a meaningful one. Judge Caprio stands. He walks around the bench. He approaches Raymond. Raymond, when I sentenced you 2.5 years ago, I didn't know if you'd change. I hoped you would. But hope isn't certainty. Seeing this. He gestures to the box. This is certainty. You've become the person you should have been all along. I'm trying, Your Honor. Every day I'm trying. That's all any of us can do. Judge Caprio puts a hand on Raymond's shoulder. Keep doing this work. Keep helping these kids. Keep being proof that people can change. Because that matters. It matters more than you know. Raymond nods. His throat is tight. He doesn't trust himself to speak. And Raymond, Judge Caprio adds, thank you for proving me right. For proving that justice isn't just about punishment. It's about transformation. About giving people the tools to become better. You took those tools. You used them. You built something good. That's rare. Cherish it. I will, Your Honor. I promise. Raymond picks up his box. He turns to leave. At the door, he stops. He looks back. Your Honor, can I ask you something? Of course. Do you think Elena Martinez would ever want to meet? To talk? I've stayed away. Like she asked. But I wonder sometimes if she knows. If she knows what her kindness became. What it grew into. Judge Caprio considers. I don't know, Raymond. That's her choice. But if you want, I can reach out. I can let her know you asked. No promises. No pressure. Just information. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. Raymond leaves. Judge Caprio watches him go. Then, he picks up his phone. He dials a number. Rhode Island Hospital. How can I direct your call? Elena Martinez, please. Emergency room. 2 weeks later. The Providence Community Center. Friday evening. Raymond is in his office. He's grading homework from his GED prep class. His phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. This is Elena Martinez. Judge Caprio said you wanted to talk. I'll be at the Starbucks on Hope Street tomorrow at 10 a.m. You have 30 minutes. Raymond stares at the text. His heart pounds. She's giving him a chance. One chance. 30 minutes. That's more than he deserves. He types back. I'll be there. Thank you. Saturday morning. 9:45 a.m. Raymond arrives early. He orders a black coffee. He sits at a corner table. He waits. His hands shake. He spills coffee on his shirt. He doesn't care. 10 a.m. The door opens. Elena walks in. She's wearing jeans and a sweater. Her hair is pulled back. She looks tired, but also strong. Always strong. She orders her drink. A latte. She takes it to Raymond's table. She sits down. She doesn't smile. She doesn't say hello. She just waits. Ms. Martinez, Raymond begins. Thank you for coming. I know you didn't have to. No, I didn't. So make this worth my time. I wanted you to know what happened. After my sentence. After my service. I got a job. At the community center. Because of you. Because you gave me that flyer. That opportunity. I know. Judge Caprio told me. Oh, well. I wanted to tell you myself. I wanted you to know that I didn't waste it. I've been there for 2.5 years. I work with at-risk kids. I run programs. I mentor. I help them stay out of trouble. I've helped 47 kids so far. Elena's eyebrow raises. 47. Yeah. Same number as the people I hurt. I figured I needed to balance the scales. Help 47 people to make up for hurting 47 people. I know it doesn't erase what I did, but it's something. Elena sips her latte. And after 47? Then what? You're done. You've paid your debt. No, Raymond says quickly. I'll never be done. I'll never pay off that debt. But 47 felt like a milestone. A marker. I'm not stopping. I'm just acknowledging it. Elena sets down her cup. Raymond, I'm going to be honest. I'm glad you changed. I'm glad you're helping people. But I didn't come here to congratulate you. I didn't come here to give you closure. I came here because Judge Caprio asked, and I respect him. That's the only reason I'm here. Raymond nods. I understand. Do you? Because I don't think you do. You think because you've turned your life around, we're okay now. We're not. What you did to me, to those other 46 people, that doesn't go away. I still have nightmares about that night. About seeing your lights in my mirror. About your face at my window. About feeling powerless. Feeling like I couldn't fight back because you had a badge and a gun. Her voice cracks. Just slightly. You took something from me, Raymond. You took my sense of safety. For months after, every time I saw a cop, I panicked. My heart raced. My hands shook. I couldn't drive without fear. You did that. You. I know. I'm so sorry. Stop saying you're sorry. Her voice rises. People in the coffee shop turn to look. Elena doesn't care. Sorry doesn't mean anything. Sorry is what you say when you bump into someone. When you forget an appointment. Not when you terrorize someone. Not when you steal from them. Not when you traumatize them. Raymond says nothing. What can he say? She's right. About all of it. Elena takes a breath. She calms herself. But here's the thing. I also can't hate you forever. I don't have the energy for it. Hate is exhausting. It takes too much from me. So I let it go. Not for you. For me. Because I need to move forward. I need to be okay. That's fair. So here's what I came to say. I'm glad you changed. I'm glad you're helping kids. I'm glad my suggestion led to something good. But don't mistake that for forgiveness. Don't mistake that for friendship. We're not friends. We never will be. You hurt me. And that's a scar I'll carry forever. She stands up. But I hope you keep doing the work. I hope you help those kids. I hope you keep choosing to be better. Not for me. Not for Judge Caprio. For yourself. Because that's the only way this means anything. Raymond stands too. Elena. Ms. Martinez. Thank you. For this. For the conversation. For the job lead. For everything. You saved my life. Even though I didn't deserve it. You saved me. I didn't save you, Raymond. You saved yourself. I just pointed you in a direction. What you did with that is on you. She walks to the door. Raymond watches her go. At the door, she stops. She turns back. Raymond, those 47 kids. The ones you helped. Tell them about me. Tell them about what you did. Tell them about consequences. Tell them about redemption. Make sure they understand that change is possible, but damage is permanent. If you do that, then maybe one day I'll feel like giving you that job lead was worth it. I will. I promise. Elena leaves. Raymond sits back down. His coffee is cold. He doesn't drink it. He just sits there. Processing. Feeling. Understanding. She's right. Sorry isn't enough. Changing isn't enough. Helping 47 kids isn't enough. Nothing will ever be enough. But he has to try anyway. He has to keep trying. Every single day. For the rest of his life. Because that's what redemption is. Not a destination. A journey. A never-ending journey of trying to be better. Of trying to make up for the past. Knowing you never fully can. But trying anyway. And so the story ends. Not with perfect closure. Not with everyone happy. Not with all wounds healed. Because that's not how real life works. Real consequences don't just disappear. Real damage doesn't fully repair. Real trauma doesn't completely fade. But it ends with change. Real change. The kind that costs everything. The kind that requires daily choice. The kind that transforms not just one person, but everyone they touch. Raymond Cross is not a hero. He's a cautionary tale. A warning about what happens when power corrupts. When bitterness takes root. When we stop seeing people as people and start seeing them as things to be used. But he's also proof. Proof that the worst person in the room can become better. Not perfect. Not forgiven. But better. And sometimes in a world full of darkness, better is enough. Elena Martinez is the real hero of this story. Not because she forgave, but because she chose to see possibility in someone who hurt her. Not for his sake. For the sake of 47 kids who needed a mentor. For the sake of a community that needed healing. For the sake of a world that needs more second chances, even when they're not deserved. Judge Frank Caprio did his job. Not just punishing, but transforming. Understanding that justice without mercy is just revenge. That accountability without opportunity is just cruelty. That the goal isn't just to make people suffer. It's to make them better. And those 47 kids? They're the future. They're proof that one changed life can change others. That redemption ripples outward. That sometimes the person who hurt the most can teach the most. Because they understand both sides. The darkness and the light. The before and the after. Money can buy many things. Nice cars. Fancy clothes. Big houses. But money cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. It cannot erase damage. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely cannot buy justice. Real justice is about balance. About consequences and opportunities. About punishment and transformation. About holding people accountable while giving them a path forward. It's about understanding that we're all capable of terrible things. And hopefully, if we're lucky, if we're willing, we're also capable of becoming better. That's the lesson. That's the legacy. That's what this case teaches us. No one is beyond redemption. But redemption isn't free. It costs everything. Your pride. Your comfort. Your reputation. Your old life. And even when you pay that price, you don't get a happy ending. You don't get forgiveness. You don't get to be the hero. You just get the chance to do better. To help others. To wake up every day and choose kindness over cruelty. Growth over stagnation. Service over selfishness. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough.